Hey guys, welcome back to Ask Snes. Another day, another week. Can't believe it actually, the time's going too quickly at the moment, it seems to be flying by. Anyway, how are you? You alright? Everybody happy? Hope you are. Yeah, not too bad here, all good, nothing really changing, same old, same old. Yeah, had a few games come this week, so that's always good. Got some more videos to post, so always sweet. So expect some more Mega Drive and Super Famicom stuff to come. Other than that, yeah, it's great. Weather's cool. So yeah. Anyway, let's crack on with the questions because we've got a lot of questions this week, so it's going to take a while. So get comfortable, get a cup of tea, and let's go for it. So first questions are from LFC Gamer. So thank you very much, mate. First question is, which Super Nintendo game made you decide that it was your favourite system of all time? I can't put it down to one game. The reason it's my favourite system is because it's got such a massive, vast library of fantastic titles. I mean, it's got a huge library anyway, but for me it has the biggest amount of fantastic games compared to other systems. Because when you talk about Super Nintendo or anybody, they just list off games after games after games because there were so many great games on that system. That's what really elevates it to the position of the best console for me. It's just fantastic, and along with obviously the graphical style of the 16-bit era, the Mode 7, the Super FX chip, the amazing sound that the Sony chip gives, the style of the console, just yeah. So I can't really pick one game, but it would be games such as Mario World, Mario Kart, Castlevania 4, Contra 3, or Probotector as it was over here, Turtles in Time. You know, I mean, it's just absolutely stacked. The list just keeps going. Street Fighter 2, of course, was like a massive defining factor at the time, because for me it was the best version out there. I've come to find that the Mega Drive version isn't that bad. The sound is a bit shit, but the actual graphics are absolutely bang on. So yeah, but the SNES still beats it. Super Nintendo's best version. Someone else had a PC Engine version is better now, but I've not played that, so I don't know. Okay, so question number 2. Do you hate having a stiff back and neck when playing or after playing a game? I don't, mate, because what I do when I sit on my sofa, like I'm playing modern games anyway, I usually just get a pillow, stick it behind my head. It works a treat and it just supports your neck, because you've got to make sure you're comfortable. I can't be having that. I've never really had a lot of uncomfort. That's not even the word. I haven't had a lack of comfort when playing games. This couch is a bit shit. It's a really cheap one I bought years ago, and the back of it there, you can't, when you sit back, it doesn't support your head. It only comes to like your shoulders. So I always have to use something like that to support myself. It's a bit crap, really. But yeah, so yeah, I'd suggest putting something behind your head. It usually works a treat. As far as the back pain, I don't get that. That just happens naturally. I do have back issues every now and again. Now, maybe like once a year. It's never like a major thing. My back will just pop out. It's bloody annoying. Next question. Do you like Villa or any of their rivals as I lived in Birmingham? I don't like football at all, mate. I've got no interest in it. I'm one of the rare people in the UK that does not give a shit about football. I watch the World Cup and that's it, and maybe the Euro Cup, but I'm never like, even when that's on, I'm not, I've got to watch it. And this year was it this year or last year? I can't remember now. Yeah, it was this year, wasn't it? I think it was. Yeah, because I was supporting America and they were playing brilliant, and that really got me into it. But I don't think I'll ever be a proper football supporter. You need to be like into it from a kid, really. You need your dad to bring you into it and to grow up with it and to go to games and all that. And I never had that because my dad's just like me, he doesn't give a toss about football. So, what are your thoughts on energy drinks and whether or not they should be banned? He thinks they should be, especially those people who don't exercise. To be honest, I didn't even know there was anybody thinking about banning them. Energy drinks are alright in moderation. Don't overdo it. Obviously, you know, vodka and Red Bull is a great drink. Whether you should be mixing alcohol with energy drinks is another question, but yeah, it is good. But yeah, I don't personally drink them myself. I don't see the point. If you're a sportsman and that, or you're in the gym and that, I can totally understand the point. But if you're just drinking them on a daily basis to give you energy, you need to look at your diet really more than anything. That's more important. Try and figure out why you're lethargic, or go and see a doctor, because energy drinks aren't going to help you. Okay. Have you ever played any of the Crash Bandicoot games on the PlayStation 1? Yeah, I played all 3, the main games, and also Crash Test Racing. I played them all when they came out, and I absolutely loved them. Number 1, brilliant. Number 2, really nice improvement. But for me personally, Warped, number 3, best one out of the 3. The graphics improved each time. I just love the level design of number 3 and the way it plays. It's just fantastic. And Crash Team Racing is one of the best kart games out there, and was the game that, to me, was the best competitor with Mario Kart at the time. It really, in fact, it probably still is. It probably still holds that position. There have been a few karting games over the time, but I don't think anyone's come close to Mario Kart other than Crash. I do want to play Little Big Planet one though, because that looks quite interesting. I will pick that up. Okay, next one. What is your opinion of the Sega Master System Model 2, the one with either Sonic or and its kit built in? Do you like its design? I personally prefer the first model. Yeah, so do I. I prefer Model 1. I think the Model 2, to be honest, looks really cheap and plasticky, and it just looks crap. It looks like there's no thought put into it, where the first one looks really stylish, and it looks like a nice bit of modern technology for the time. Just like the Mega Drive, they really put an effort in, but I don't know what happened with the Model 2. I mean, even the Mega Drive was the same. Model 1 was beautiful. Model 2 was, it wasn't very nice. Although the Japanese Model 2, I actually quite like that. I think it looks really nice. But yeah, the Model 2 Master System is not a nice piece of kit at all. If you're suffering from a hangover, what is your best method to cure it? Coffee and a full English breakfast does me. I couldn't eat that after a hangover, mate. I'd puke if I had that. The thing I've always found is when you get that really bad dry throat and you just feel really dehydrated, for some reason Coke does it for me. If I drink a bottle of Coke, I seem to find that it makes me feel a lot better afterwards. And that's like after a heavy session. I mean, not like a couple of drinks. I'm talking like 8-10 points, some Alka Pops and whatever. That's what I used to drink when I was younger. Now I suppose people drink shots and things. I don't do shots because I can't handle them, they mess me up. So I just drink beer. But yeah, if I was to go out on a major sesh, I'd have a nice bottle of Coke afterwards next day. Sorts me right out. But yeah, everybody's different. I think with that is you just got to find the thing that affects your body best, really. Like a full English breakfast on a day after a piss up, I couldn't stomach that at all. Have you ever broken a bone or badly sprained any part of your body? Not as far as I'm aware. Not that I can remember anyway. I've cut myself and done damage and that, but I've never sprained anything or broken any bones. So I'm very lucky in that respect. I think most people tend to break their arms or their legs or something at some point, but no, I've never had any injuries, thank God. And okay, if you were an owner of a hotel, what would you have? I reckon you would have a games room and of course a swimming pool. Well, yeah, of course. I'd have to have an arcade. That's got to be done. Got to have a swimming pool, definitely. Would have to have a gym as well. That's important that people work out. I know I don't myself really. I just do casual exercise. I don't, mainly because I can't afford to go to the gym. It's just ridiculously expensive and a lot of commitment. But I will do eventually. But yeah, those are the main things. Yeah, you have to have an arcade room, a gym, a swimming pool, definitely. Yeah, I think that matters the most. Okay, what is your favourite holiday destination in the UK? Wales is probably my choice, especially Llandudno, sorry. Yeah, to be honest, I've been to a few places, and my favourite place is Scotland. I really like Scotland a lot. I've only been there once, but it's a beautiful country. There's just loads of open countryside, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Even the cities, and I went to Edinburgh, one of the nicest cities I've ever been to. I'm not a fan of city life at all. It's just too hectic, and I just don't think it's that attractive compared to country life. But Edinburgh is a really nice city. It's really vibrant as well. It just feels really good when you're there. It's got a good vibe about the place. So yeah, I just really like Scotland. I think Scotland's a fantastic place to visit. So there you go. That's all the questions. So thank you very much, the LFC Gamer. Okay, next ones are from. Let me have a look. Okay, it's Java 4. I hope that's right. Thanks for the questions, mate. Okay, are you a fan of the Nintendo 64? And if so, what are your favourite games on the system? Yeah, I am a fan of the 64. I've bought and sold the 64 quite a few times. I've even considered rebuying it recently. I'm not gonna, but I have thought about it. Yeah, and I don't know a massive amount of games on the library. I've only really played the obvious ones. So for me, it's things like Mario 64, GoldenEye, Diddy Kong Racing, which is absolutely epic. Star Fox 64, hands down one of the best games ever made on any system. I love that game, absolutely brilliant. I've got a full playthrough of that on my channel as well. Yeah, stunning game. Oh, actually, I'll put a link down below in the description for that if anybody wants to watch it. I don't know, you might not. If you do, have a look. Yeah, so that's really quality. So yeah, those ones are really the main ones. I also like The World Is Not Enough, the other Bond game. I actually thought that was really well done. I wasn't a big fan of the PS1 game, but the N64 game is really cool. It's got some great gun sound effects in that game. So yeah, I mean, the N64 is definitely a console worth it. I mean, I also personally really like the design of the console, and I absolutely love the controller. A lot of people seem to dislike that controller, and it's one of their least favourites. For me, it's up there. It's like, my second favourite controller. It's just an absolutely fantastically designed piece of kit. I love it. Okay, Do you plan on doing videos for all of your new Japanese Mega Drive and Super Nintendo pickups? I'd love to see the artwork on the colours. Yeah, absolutely. As soon as they come in, I'll do videos. I have got a Mega Drive video to post and also a new Super Famicom video to post. And I'm also waiting for 6 more Super Famicom games to arrive, which I'm hoping will come today or tomorrow, the latest the weekend. So when those come, I'll post a video for those and I'll record those. So yeah, so there's plenty of Super Famicom Mega Drive videos coming. Plus, obviously, I'll be buying a lot more games in the future as well. So yeah, definitely. Okay, do you still have a Wii U set up? If so, what games are you enjoying on it? I don't have the Wii U. I sold it about a year and a half ago. I got very disillusioned with Nintendo, the way they were going with the console, and just their general business practice. So I just thought, no, that's it, I've had enough. And I did put a video up a long time ago regarding the Wii U and its situation. I'll put a link down below for that one if you want to have a look at that video, and you'll understand why I decided to sell the system at the time. Since then, this year's E3 really turned it around for me. With Mario 3D World coming out, Mario Kart 8 coming out, and then they did E3 and they announced all these amazing games like Yoshi's Woolly World, Toad's Treasure Tracker, Splatoon. There was even that one, Devil's Third, which I actually really like the look of. The graphics don't look brilliant, but the game looks really fun. There's a really good bunch of games coming out in 2015, so of course Star Fox is coming out as well. So providing that game is actually a proper Star Fox game and it looks really good and it's fun, that's going to be awesome. So yeah, I'm actually getting quite excited for the Wii U now. It's starting to really find its feet, and yeah, all I want to do now is just ditch the gamepad. That'd be great, and change the Pro Controller so that the sticks are below the buttons, because I couldn't get to grips with the sticks above the buttons. It's too much of a stretch for your thumb to get to the bottom, to A and B. It just felt really awkward and uncomfortable. But you know, it's a shame because the controller is actually really good and well built. It's solid. I'd also change the analog sticks and all the tops, make them so your thumbs actually grip them and don't slide off. That'd be quite nice. But other than that, yeah, it's great. I love the Wii U. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. And apparently he found my channel through Alex Blutonic, so thank you very much, mate. Nice one. Good to know you found Alex as well, because Alex is an absolute top man. One of the best on YouTube. So thank you very much for your questions. Next questions are from Scribble Sam Animation. Hello, Sam. Okay. Okay, just give me some information about Super Famicom and American SNES. Cool, thank you. Okay, I'm not sure if I asked you this, but are you interested in learning Japanese? I'm not very good with language, to be honest with you. I've always wanted to learn Spanish, is the main one I want to learn, and I have attempted, but I just don't seem to be able to get motivated enough to really put the time in and do it. I would like to though, because I really do like Spanish. Beautiful language. I'd like to speak Italian as well, that'd be really cool. Japanese looks bloody hard. It just does not look like it's going to be a simple language to try and learn. It would be really cool, because I do one day want to go to Japan. I want to go, you know, the cliched thing, I want to go to Japan, I want to raid Akihabara, just like everybody does. But it would be an advantage to learn the language, you know, because obviously, you know, when you're over there, you need to be able to talk to people. You can't just like point at things. I don't really think that's going to get you very far. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of Japanese people can speak English as well, but I just think it's polite to make an effort and learn the language. But yeah. Okay, so just out of curiosity, did you used to watch Tiswas when you were a kid? No, that was before my time, unfortunately. If so, did you like the show, and do you look back at the show with nostalgia? Yeah, I wasn't born, as far as I know, I think that was the 70s. I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, it might have been the early 80s, I don't know. If it was the early 80s, I'd have been far too young to watch it anyway. I wouldn't have been aware of it. I mean, I know what the show is with Chris Tarrant. I've seen it on TV since then, but I never watched it as a kid, so I really can't give you any feedback on that, mate. What was the song on your mobile phone in the last video? Oh, Jesus Christ. I was hoping nobody would ask me about that. It's Avril Lavigne, was it Hello Kitty, I think it's called. So it's off her latest album. So yeah, I love Avril, I don't give a shit. It's just, yeah, I even saw her in concert once. Anyway. Oh my god. Alright, next question's from 16-bit Jay. Hello Jay. Okay, question number 1. Will you be picking up Back to the Future game for the Super Famicom? Yeah, I have considered that, because I've seen a lot of people say it's a really good game. It looks really interesting, so I definitely want to try it. It's not that expensive, it's pretty reasonable, and the box art looks really cool, so yeah, definitely. Do you plan on getting Japanese Mega CD stuff, if you still have the compact one? Mate, there's the problem, right? I have been considering getting the Mega CD. Mainly because the Model 1 looks so damn good on the Mega Drive. I have got my eye on one at the moment for a good price, and it's been refurbed as well and had everything done to put a new laser in there, new drive belt, had it all cleaned out and refurbed basically. But I don't know if it's worth the money. I really like the Mega CD, but the only reason I ever buy the Mega CD is to play Final Fight CD, and that's what's the problem, because it's a lot of money to spend on a system just to play that one game, but it's one of my all-time favourite games of all time. But yeah, I mean, it's an arcade classic, and it's one I played a lot as a kid. It's got massive nostalgia for me, and the Mega CD version is without doubt the best home conversion. So it does make me want to buy the system. I'm going to hold off at the moment, and I'll wait and see, because I'm trying to find out more Japanese games that are interesting. I saw a Super LS game that was on the Mega CD last night. I was checking out some gameplay. That looks really cool. I can't remember what it's called. It got a Japanese title. It looked really good anyway. So never say never. Possibly in the future. Or I'll just go and buy that one, but I don't think I will. And what are the exclusives for both Japanese Mega Drive and Super Famicom that you're most looking forward to owning? Super Famicom, I want obviously games like Final Fight 3 or Final Fight Top as it's called, Demon's Blazon or Demon's Crest, Ninja Gaiden Trilogy I want Ninja Warriors again, I want Undercover Cops, yeah, Super LS, there's quite a few. Popful Mail, that's another one I want, that looks really cool. I was looking at some gameplay of that last night, it looks brilliant. Mega Drive, I want the Turtles game, even though technically it is sort of Turtles in Time, but it's Revenge of Shredder, I think it's called. Castlevania Vampire Killer, because that looks amazing. Extremely expensive, but it looks awesome. I want the Contra game on the Mega Drive. I want to get the Bond game 007 Shinto, or Shinto, don't know how you say that. Yeah, there are quite a few old Gunstar Heroes, there's another one I want to get, and the Batman game as well. And there's just loads basically, but yeah, there's some really good stuff on both systems, so it's going to be great. So cheers, Joe. Right, okay, next massive amount of questions from Kay Hewitt again, so thank you very much, mate. First question is, have you seen Codicus yet? No, I haven't. I will get there, honestly. I just keep forgetting, and other things get in the way, and I've been making so many videos lately, and buying stuff and doing stuff in general in life. So yeah, but I will eventually get to it. I'll surprise you one week, you never know. Number 2, what do you think about Grand Theft Auto 5 being released on PS4 and Xbox One? Is it greed or not? To be honest with you, I mean, I've said before, I don't have a problem with these upgrades, because after playing Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, they look fantastic. The problem I've got with games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Sleeping Dogs is I don't really see the point. If you're paying like 30 quid, I think it is, for Sleeping Dogs at the moment, just to get an upgrade of graphics. If you want it, that's fine, but for me personally, I don't really see any benefit in doing it. I've already got it on PS3. With the cross-platform games, I don't see any purpose. I can totally understand when you've got PlayStation exclusives. As I said before, most people bought Xbox 360 last time, so a lot of those people have jumped onto PlayStation 4 due to Microsoft's policies. So it makes sense for Sony to re-release games like The Last of Us, to do the Uncharted games, the God of War games, to bring all of those over to PS4 in, I was going to say ultra, but it won't be ultra. Ultra high definition, yeah, the old 4K. No, to bring them over in 1080p, 60 frames and all that bullshit. That makes a lot of sense. But when it comes to cross-platform, there is absolutely no purpose at all. But if you're happy to buy them, go for it. I mean, I'm probably certain that when they come down to like 10 or 15 quid, I might end up buying them myself. I might buy GTA 5 because I didn't like the game, I thought it was crap. But Sleeping Dogs is a possibility, because I played it, I think, 2 or 3 times on Xbox 360 and PS3, and I absolutely love that game. So, yeah, I had a look at some gameplay, and I didn't really think it looked... you can see the difference. I mean, you can definitely see the difference. But it wasn't that mind-blowing. Maybe it'll probably be different when you see it on your TV, though. But yeah, for cross-platform, I really don't see any purpose in doing it. I'd rather them just bring out new games. That's what I want. What's the point of us buying these consoles if we're not going to get new games? That's not to say there aren't any new games, before anyone corrects me, because I know there are games coming out. Jesus Christ. Right. Okay, also, Forza Horizon 2 is released on both 360 and the Xbox One. What do you think of that? Makes sense. That's all I can say, really. Yeah, people who haven't jumped to Xbox One, I want to play it, so, they do it every generation. They always cross the generation, so, yeah, perfectly fine. Okay, oh yeah, and he answered my question from last week, okay, because I asked him how he found my channel. Okay, so he said, I think I found you in 2011. Oh, that long, bloody hell. And if memory serves me right, I first watched your Super Mario Kart review. Oh, nice. Anyone who shares such fondness for my favourite game of all time deserves my subscribe. Thanks, mate. I love your laid back presenting and was hooked from there. Awesome. Thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate that. That's quality. Good video to start with as well. Mario Kart is a classic. You're absolutely right. Okay, so if you did a Snacktastic video, would you ever do any more video recipes? No, that was just a one-off. I think it was a response to somebody else. I think at the time there's some kind of tag going around, people sharing their sandwiches and that, so that was probably why I did that, banana and cheese. Yeah, if I'm not a chef, I can't, obviously I'm not a chef, but yeah, if I could ever come up with something that's interesting enough, then yeah, I'll be open to it. Why not? I just can't think of anything that's off the top of my head that would be really interesting, but yeah, never know. Right, okay, so we'll come back in a moment. I've just got to change the battery, guys. Won't be a second. Okay, guys, back again. New top. It's getting a bit hot, so I have to take it off. Okay, so straight back to the questions from Kay Hewitt. Question number 6. Bit of a shame about MT Games changing their focus. Any other retro games in your game shops in your area? Not as far as I'm aware. That is the only one that I've ever found. There might be ones if we go a bit further out from Western, but in Western itself, as far as I know, that is the only one that exists. I did hear, yeah, my dad told me there's a new game shop that's opened in the Pavilion, but I don't know if that's like an indoor shopping mall type thing. I don't know if that's like a modern gaming shop. I think it might be. Or it could be retro, I don't know. I'll have to go and have a look at that one. But yeah, as far as I know, MT Games is the only one. Okay, so you're decorating again. I am. This time the pot of paint is teetering above your record collection or your new Famicom. Okay, which would you push it towards? The record collection, because they're not expensive. Let's put it that way. We wouldn't get near my Super Famicom because it's expensive and it needs to be replaced. The record collection, I can just buy them back. They're only like 50p in a pound or 150. So yeah, I ain't that fussed. Okay, Ellen Page or Angelina Jolie? Damn, that's hard, mate. I'm kind of leaning towards Ellen Page, but Angelina's got all them curves and she's really fit. But yeah, I'd probably go for Ellen Page because she's more my type of woman, so I'd go with that. Yeah, even though obviously I couldn't. But yeah. Okay, Calicus is the only other YouTuber I support, other YouTube gamer that I subscribe to. Are there any others you think I would like? Yeah, there's absolutely tons, mate. Labossu77, Blue Tonic 78, Retro Dave Nintendo, Cybersnake 7, Cojones Deloro, Tutti UK, Champion 2D Rob, awesome guy. TG Apelius, let me see, I'm trying to think, they've got on the list at the moment. This is always hard when people put me on the spot with this because there's so many people that I watch and it's trying to remember them all. Brain's blanking, hang on one sec. Oh yeah, of course, Shane Muzo, Ben, another top bloke. I'll just find out some others for you. There's absolutely loads. If you click on my channel, there's a recommended channel thing there as well, which will give you a load of channels to check out, which I like. So, have a look at those, see if you like them. Yes, but those are some of them anyway. Those are some of the best ones out there. There's just loads of great channels. It's really hard to just list them all off because I watch a lot of good people. Okay. The other week I told you about the shop owner who wouldn't let me buy my Box Master System for a tenner. Have you ever experienced anything similar? No, I haven't. I've not really. I mean, most of my game retro stuff's bought online. The only time I have issues buying stuff in the wild would be at car boots, and I've given up buying retro at car boots because there isn't a lot there now, and people just keep quoting eBay. So, and a lot of them price their stuff up. I mean, to be honest, I'm getting it with record collecting as well, which is quite funny. People are just banging on about eBay and just putting 15 quid on a record. It's like, piss off, I'm not paying that at a car boot. So no, I haven't, no. Okay, right. Ever considered a collaboration with another YouTuber? I have, and there's another one, Lawn Boys Post 1975, check him out. I have done videos with Lawn Boy Dave, because he only lives in Bristol, so we've met up a couple of times and done some videos, so check those out. Okay, you used to drink tea a lot in your videos. What happened to the tradition? To be honest, mate, I didn't even realise I stopped doing that. I don't always seem to bring drinks with me anymore. I used to always do it, but yeah, you're right. I might have to bring that back. Yeah, I mean, normally I'm drinking squash and that now, because I'm not drinking as much tea as I used to. I still drink a lot of tea compared to most people, I'm sure, but I have cut it down a bit. So yeah, keep your eyes on the videos, it might happen. Dogs again, bleeding things. Right, okay. Okay, next question just says, Wild orangutan? Question mark. I've got no idea what that means, so I don't know. Okay. I used to play Mario 64 DS on a DS console only a few times, but when I got a 3DS, I played it a lot more because the analog stick made it much better to play. Have you ever had a similar experience? Not that I can think of a game in particular, but it would have probably been like games maybe in the PS1 era when they went from digital to analog. I'm sure there would have probably been some games back then that utilised the analog sticks and would have made it a better experience. But I really can't actually think of anything that comes to mind. Sorry about that. You'd think I would be able to, wouldn't you? Oh. From last week, if you befriended Bowser, would he be a good mate, or would you always be in fear of him? Yeah, I think you're never going to totally trust him. It's one of those like keep your enemies closer kind of thing, isn't it? So yeah, he could turn at any minute. So always be aware of that and be ready to defend yourself. But yeah. Okay, I've broken your 15 comment record. You told us about last week. Can I have a prize? Mate, I ain't got anything to give away, unfortunately. If I had a bit of money and I had something to give away, yeah, fair enough. But nice one. Anyway, great questions, thank you. Okay, so let's see what the next ones are. Oh, hang on, he's put another question at the top as well. And what kind of people make the best gamer? Calm, clever, contrived, etc. I don't know, to be honest. It depends. I suppose it depends on what type of game you're playing. Like if you're playing a one-on-one fighter, you need to be able to have quick reactions. You need to use your brain a lot and to be able to look forward and try and, like a game of chess really is what a fighting game is. So you've got to be able to preempt what the other person's going to do, and in milliseconds decide on how you're going to defend yourself against that manoeuvre and counter it. So that I always find those quite fascinating fighting games because there's a lot that goes into those. Calmness is definitely right there. You need to be calm. You need to chill out. If you don't chill out, you're going to get annoyed by a game, especially retro games. They make you want to throw the pad sometimes. But yeah, I'd say that's the most important thing. Just relax, chill out, and enjoy the experience. Yeah. Okay. Next questions are from Sega71. Hello, thank you. First question is, what are your thoughts on the announcement of an all-female cast for the new Ghostbusters? I wasn't aware this had become official. I've been a bit behind on AMC Movie Talk, so I've seen like the headlines and I haven't got around to watching the episodes. I'm just losing track of that, unfortunately. I did kind of see him talking about that in one of the headlines, so I assumed it was real. The hell is that noise? Anyway, okay, sorry, I was distracted then. I don't know if they've announced an actual cast or they've just said they're going to have a female cast. I personally don't see the point. I don't really see the point of making another Ghostbusters movie. I'm not a massive, hardcore Ghostbuster fan. I enjoyed the two movies when they came out. They were good, I enjoyed them, great. But I don't think it's going to work. I don't see what the point of doing that is. It's just a typical men in suits thinking it's a good idea to try and monopolise a market and branch out a little bit. And I don't know. I don't see the point at all. Just don't bother making another Ghostbusters. It's pointless. The first two were good enough. If you haven't got the original cast, why bother? Okay. I know you can do reboots and stuff, but generally, it's a rare thing they're going to be any good. Anyway, what's your worst business decision on selling a game for cheap, only to find it increasing value over the years? I don't tend to really sell my games, especially Super Nintendo stuff. I don't sell them cheap. I sell them for a fair price. So the way I've always looked at it, I've always said before, I don't really do this for value. So to me, it doesn't really matter if the game goes up or down. It makes no bloody difference to me. So I sell it for what I can get for it at the time. And if it goes, if it doubles in value over next year or so, well, that's just the way it is, isn't it? At that time when I sold it, it was a decision I made. I made it for the right reason because I needed to or wanted to. So yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. Okay. He says he sold a Mega Turrican 2 and Pocky Rocky 2 on the SNES. Whoa. For a Tekken 3. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay. So next set of questions are from a good mate Skunkworks 0, Stu. And how many has he asked me this week? He's gone for the record, he's asked me 20 questions. Right, so thanks Stu. Right, okay. Question number 1. I'm a big fan of Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament on the SNES. Violet Balloon is a selectable character in the game, okay, which is a nice touch. It is. I remember watching the episode where she got that. It was really cool. The old oh damn it, yeah, the show she was on, I forgot. Oh bloody hell, I watched them all last year. Anyway, which celebrities would you like to put into Micro Machines game? Gaz Top. What's his name? Scottish fella. Oh Jesus, brain's gone blank. Oh bloody hell. What's his bleeding name? Games Master, Scottish bloke. You know, that's really annoying when your brain just goes and you just can't think of his name. What is his bleeding name? Hang on, I've got a tweet. I know his name, it's just not coming to me at all. Hang on a minute. That's really annoying. Actually, you could put oh, forget it. I'm going to give up. My brain's just not working at all today. God, that's annoying. Oh, we'll get it in a second. One moment. Dominic Diamond, that was the one. Jesus Christ. Yeah, put Dominic Diamond in there and Patrick Moore as well. That'd be really cool. I can't believe that. It's a total brain freezing. Put Jazz Rignall in there as well. That'd be cool. I've just lost the bloody questions now. That's what I hate about the bleeding Kindle. You go out of the one tab into another tab and it just wipes everything out. Right, okay. So, yeah. Number 2. Before you went bald, I'm not bald, but fair enough. I'm just feeling on top, that's all. Right, okay. What sort of hairstyles did you have? Seeing as you're into the metal scene, did you ever have dyed hair spikes and general craziness, or did you have normal styles? Yeah, I mean, when I was going through the metal phase, I used to put my little twists all the way, all over the hair, all over there. I've dyed my hair blonde in the past, like Eminem style when I was younger. When I was a teenager, I used to shave my head bald and go like Mexican style and have my glasses on my head and wear baggy pants and all that kind of stuff because I was into hip hop. Yeah, I didn't give a shit back then, I'd say. I used to do Tupac with a bandana and all that kind of thing, you know. Yeah, I mean, mostly it's just like spiking my hair and dyeing it blonde, and I've dyed it black, I've dyed it, was it blue once, I think it was as well, was another one. So yeah. Anyway, next one. Which video game rivalry is the greatest? Ken versus Ryu, Mario versus Bowser, Sonic versus Robotnik. I like the fact you put that and not the other one, so that's good. Or Mega Man versus Dr. Wily. Ken versus Ryu, the ultimate battle, and Ryu's the man, so he wins every time. Okay, not including video game consoles, what are some of the best Christmas presents you got when you were a kid? Oh my god. Yeah, that's hot. My Sky Electric was one of them. Yeah, that was awesome. That was a really cool gift. I had some really good Christmases growing up, man. Most of it was like computers and games consoles, but yeah, that was an awesome one. My Sky Electric was massive. I remember that it was under the table in the living room, and I remember Christmas morning just lifting it up and be like, damn, that was awesome. Mountain bike I had one year. The best thing I ever had was the rally. It's not the Black Cat. What's it called? Something cat. I can't think what it was. It was like a BMX with like a like they used to put like black plastic trim on them and do little designs on them and that. And it had a screen on the front. I did look it up on the Google once. I saw it on the Google. I looked it up on Google once. I saw it on there. And it used to do loads of different sounds. And I remember getting it Christmas morning. I used to live in a grove at the time. And it was really early, like 8 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous. Might have been earlier. And I was just bombing up and down the grove, blasting all the sounds out and pissing people off. That was a great Christmas. Okay, apart from tennis, what other sports do you enjoy playing in video games? Football. I don't mind a football game now and again. I'm not a massive FIFA guy and all that, but you know, every now and again it can be decent. Ice hockey's really good for video games as well. I do like those. Which 80s cartoon had the best villain? Shredder from the Turtles, Mumra from the Thundercats, Megatron from Transformers, or Skeletor from He-Man? I'm probably going to go with Skeletor, because he was really badass. He looks really evil as well, he looks really cool how they designed him. And I was a massive He-Man fan, so yeah, I'm going to go with Skeletor. Now that you've gone Japanese, the issue of what to do about the few must-own games that didn't get a Super Famicom release will have to be dealt with. Have you decided if you want to own a copy of things like Super Turrican 2, Killer Instinct and Sunset Riders? Yeah, I have. I think I've spoken to you about this already, Stu. The idea was originally that I was going to keep the American exclusives and keep the American SNES. I decided to sell the American SNES because I couldn't be asked to keep American exclusives basically. I'm just going to go full Japanese. Last time I had American games, I bought the odd Japanese game. It never felt right to me. I never felt comfortable straddling the line between the two. So I need to just commit to one system. So I'm going to do that. The thing is, Super Suiken 2 is probably the only one that really makes me want to get that, because you can't get it in Japan. Super Suiken is really expensive in Japan as well for some reason. Strange, but so yeah, I might end up buying Super Suiken back at some point and get Super Suiken 2 as well. I think that's probably the only caveat. Next question: Have you ever consciously tried to lessen your Brummie accent in a social situation to try to appear more sophisticated? No, never. I have been told that I don't have that strong an accent, mainly down to the fact that I worked in offices for most of my life. So obviously being on the phone, that you have to try and speak a bit more plainly and clearly. I do try that when I'm doing YouTube videos as well, because when I first started YouTube videos, I used to just talk like I talk. And I found that when I left Birmingham, apparently we talk quite quickly. I wasn't aware of that, but apparently we do. So I know I was told quite a few times on YouTube videos that people couldn't understand what I was saying. So I do try and calm it down a little bit for these as well. But yeah, that's about the only time really. In normal social situations, no. Living in Western, I do have to a little bit, because people don't understand our accent. Don't understand our sense of humour at all, which is a bit awkward. Because you can try and we have a lot of sarcasm, as you probably know, because you are from Birmingham. But yeah, that doesn't go down well at all. And you can make a joke about something, they think you're being serious, and it just makes an awkward situation, and they sort of just look at you blankly. So that's a bit difficult. But yeah, but no, I don't really. I'm me. So yeah. Next question. The Super Nintendo seems to have a reputation for not doing shooters very well. Clearly with games like Area 88 or UN Squadron, R-Type 3, brilliant versions of Parodius, Star Fox, etc. This is bollocks. True. But what genre of game do you think the Super Nintendo really has a problem with? Probably the sports games. It's got a few decent ones, but compared to the Mega Drive Genesis, in a patch, that system really does do well with the sports games. It had a lot. I know, like in America in particular, did really well with the American football games and the hockey games for Canada. So yeah, and it's got golf and everything on there. Some really good games. I think the SNES ones I've seen haven't been particularly amazing. Even ISS, which is supposed to be the best football game, I played that about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I thought it was a bit shit, to be honest. I don't think it's very good at all. So yeah, I'd probably say sports are the weekend of the SNES library. Okay, I first stumbled across your channel in December of 2011. It was an hour-long pickup video. Good way to start. I like it, Stu. And pretty much straight away I decided you were the sort of person I was going to sub. Cool. Do you always make a choice on if you're going to sub to someone's channel very quickly? And why do you think some people just sit right with you as soon as you see them? It's the all-time question with YouTube. I don't know why that is. Me personally, if I meet somebody in person or watching a video, I have vibes that I get off people, and I know straight away if I'm going to connect with that person and enjoy what they're doing. With YouTube, I literally can tell within like the first minute, or sometimes the first 10-15 seconds of a video. Maybe their tone of voice, their presentation style, the camera work is a big issue for me, because some people, not people that I watch obviously because I like their videos, but people that just randomly follow, and I'm doing random searches for information on things on YouTube, and especially the young kids and that, and they got the camera and they're like all over the place, or they're like that close to it, and it's like, no, pull the camera back, let us see what you're looking at, give us frame it right. I'm not Jim Cameron here, but just make sure we can actually see what we're looking at, and make it clear. And tripods are a big deal as well, I think, with YouTube as well. They're really handy, because it makes it easier for you to film the video. It also makes it better for the viewer as well, because I can't stand a video where people haven't framed themselves right, or they're just all over the place, or they're just holding things in front of the face like that. That gets on my tits. I've done that a few times in the past. You learn as you go, but I personally find that as soon as I click on a video, I know straight away if I'm going to enjoy that person. And then if I can watch one video, I'll watch a few more, and I'll work through the videos, see if the content they're posting is the content that I want to watch. Because obviously one video doesn't mean anything, because like with me, I do videos about all kinds of things. So someone could click on an Amiga video on my channel, which is not representative of what I do at all. It's just something I've posted at one point. So they might think, oh great, he's an Amiga guy, and then click on my channel and they're like, actually no, he's into Super Nintendo, and he's got Mega Drive, and he's got all this modern game stuff, he's making a bleeding cheese and banana sandwich, or someone might even click on the cheese and banana sandwich, and for whatever reason be into crazy sandwiches and click on my channel and be like, well, that's not what he's all about. So, I always like to try and watch a few videos of someone first to get an idea of their character and the kind of videos to expect from them. And if it's something I like, I click on the old subscribe button. So, yeah. And my bloody Kindle just reset itself again. Hang on. It's because I moved it, the bleeding thing rotated. Okay, I've got to find that question now. Where are we? Number 10. Right, okay, number 11. What is your stance on drug legalisation? Me personally, I think all drugs should be legalised. I just think it's the most sensible option because you can never stop drug use, just like prostitution. You're never going to stop it. That should also be legalised. I think realistically, if you're going to have a real sensible talk about it and an approach to it, the only option is to legalise all drugs: coke, heroin, crack, the lot, meth, weed, speed, whatever you want to take. Because people are going to take it whatever you do, if it's legal or illegal. I think most people say, when you look at experts, they say that like if you make it legal, obviously the most important thing about making it legal is that it will be done properly and you won't get it cut with like rat poison and shit and people won't die. So that's a good start. Obviously, there's always going to be a bit of overdose, but I mean, I think it'd be too expensive to overdose because they'll put tax on it. They put VAT on your drugs, that's going to cost you a fortune. So that might cut down the amount of drug use anyway. Plus, being legal, there's a psychological issue where obviously when it's illegal, people are like to do it because it's illegal and it's like, oh, it's naughty. Whereas if it's legal, they tend to not be asked. So I think it makes sense to legalise it. So next question is, the current rivalry between Xbox and Sony for some reason doesn't seem to have the magic of the classic Super Sega and Nintendo rivalry from the 8 and 16-bit generations. Absolutely right. Is this just the retro gamer in us harking back to the good old days, or is it because the current consoles are much more similar and the industry more corporate? I think you've pretty much nailed it there, Stu. The problem you got nowadays, when Sony first started, if you look back at the old PlayStation ads, and even the old Xbox ads, they really went for it, and they were having a lot of fun with their adverts. They weren't so much like having a dig at each other, but it was more just having a lot of fun with the product. In America, the PlayStation 3 had some fantastic ads. I can't remember that guy they had the actor who came in and played that character, and he was just taking the piss out of Microsoft. That was really funny. I love that. I like when companies do that. I find, I don't know if it's like the way the younger generation are, but they seem to not like companies sniping at each other and they find it kind of pathetic, whereas because obviously we grew up with that kind of thing, it's funny, and I don't see a problem with having a bit of a jab at each other. And you do see it now and again, Microsoft have a jab at Sony and Sony have a jab at Microsoft. But it ain't like the Sega and Nintendo days. They didn't give a shit back then, and I wish it would get back to that because I find that really fun. Because it's not disrespectful, it's just having a bit of a laugh and a bit of fun with the product, because at the end of the day, yeah, it's business, but it doesn't have to be a serious business. This is video games, it's all about fun. So. Next question, how often, if at all, do you watch some of your old YouTube videos back? Not often, on occasion, basically, when I feel the need, or if somebody has liked an old video in my feed, I might go and watch it and have a look what it's all about. I'm not really that bothered about watching my old videos, but sometimes it's fun to watch them and to see what you were thinking about 2 years ago, say, or right at the early days, to see how you've progressed as a not presenter, Jesus, that's the wrong word to use, but how you've progressed in your style on camera, if you've become more confident, because I know I have. I look at the really early videos when I first started, and I can see the nervousness, and I was bricking it back then, so yeah, it's nice to see that I have evolved, sort of, I hope. Next question. Right, okay, were your school days generally happy, or did you have a hard time? Yeah, it wasn't a nice time, let's put it that way. Junior school was alright, senior school was shit. We'll leave it at that. What do you think were the biggest mistakes on the Super Nintendo? For me, not releasing a second Super Mario Kart game on the system and making Yoshi's Island look very different from Mario World are the main two. A genuine follow-up to Mario World would have been amazing. Yeah, I mean, back in the magazines there was always talk about Mario 5 coming out, and that would have been a great thing to do. I think I would like to say Star Fox 2, because I would really like to have seen what that could have been, because the code that's been released is excellent. It looked like it had a lot of potential, but obviously with the N64 around the corner and the timeline, it made sense to ditch it. Mario Kart, yeah, I don't understand why we never got one, because that came out, as far as I can remember, that came out quite early in the life cycle. So yeah, they could have easily put out a second one and then done Mario 64 down the line, so that would have made sense. The other one, the biggest mistake for me, was screwing Sony over on the CD system. I would love to have seen that. If you look at the prototypes, man, they look so nice. It could have fitted really well into the system. It could have been a great concept. From what I've read in the past and what I understand, they were going to have the CD system under the Super Famicom, but they were also going to have the PlayStation, which would play CDs and carts, and it would be a Sony product. And I believe that's the reason why Sony decided that it was a stupid idea to get involved with Sony, because they would have the rights to the games and this, and it was going to be a split right thing or something. And I think it was Philips that they went to in the end and screwed Sony, and Sony had the last laugh. So, so that was a massive mistake on Nintendo's point. They should have got past. They should have got that right from day one. We could have had a great CD system from that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame, but I'd like to have known what had happened. But it worked out. We had the PlayStation, which is an awesome console. So, yeah. Okay, number 16. Have you ever stolen anything? No. And the short answer. 17. I like you think that the Super Nintendo is the best console of all time. But what do you think is the most important console of all time? The NES. Not from our point of view, but from the American point of view, in the video game industry, the console game industry, it has to be the NES because it saved the industry. As everyone knows, with the video game crash, Nintendo carried on with the NES, and they rebirthed the industry. It started over. So that is the important console. Because for us, we all play computers, so had that not happened, I don't think we'd have given a shit. We'd have carried on, and I think computers would have just carried on. We'd have probably migrated from Amigas and STs to PC, so it wouldn't have made any difference to us, and we'd have just been PC gamers. But yeah, in terms of the actual console market and how it dominates, the Nintendo is absolutely the most important system of all time. Okay, are you a lark or an owl? I was going to say, what the hell does that mean? A morning person or a late night person? Oh, okay. Late night person, so an owl. Yeah. I'm not a morning person at all. I'm a miserable bastard in the morning. I don't like people talking at me constantly in the morning because it drives me crazy. I need an hour or an hour and a half, 2 hours to just come round and just chill out, have a cup of tea, some breakfast, watch a bit of YouTube, wake myself up. The next question. In the background of that December 2011 video, you had a PAL Xbox and American Super Nintendo collections. Both are now gone. If you could go back to then and give yourself some advice, what would it be? It would probably be to thin down the Xbox collection, don't sell it all, and to ditch the American SNES and jump on the Super Famicom while the prices were still decent. Because they're still alright at the moment, but some of the games are still quite expensive. They're still around the £200 mark, so yeah, that would have been the sensible option, I think. Or just ditch all my collection and start from scratch and have a good rethink. That would have probably been a better option. Okay, and number 20. People still sometimes bring up the old question of being too old to play games. I've always thought this was strange, as gaming is simply a form of entertainment, and you'd never ask if you're too old to listen to music or watch movies. It's basically asking if you're too old to have fun. This question should have stopped back when the PlayStation 1 was released, absolutely. Aimed at adults, but still gets mentioned sometimes. Why do you think this is? I think it's just people who don't know about gaming, don't understand gaming, don't understand why we enjoy it so much and what we get out of it. And I think until you actually play a video game, you're never going to understand that anyway. I find it a bit weird, like you say, in 2014, video games are bigger than movies, so there's no reason for people to have that antiquated attitude. I would assume that people younger than us aren't going to be like that, and it is really going to be older people that are going to feel that way and that aren't going to understand it. And unless you just sit them down with a controller and say, look, just play, you're never going to get it. I find it weird actually, because you get, especially when you get people like older people who play like tablet games, do Sudoku and all that, and then they criticise us. Makes no sense. It's still a game. If you're playing a Facebook game, you're playing Sudoku, you're playing tablet games, phone games, Tetris, whatever it may be, bloody Angry Birds, it's still a video game. So anyway, Stu, thanks for the questions, mate. There's a lot of great questions there. This is going to be a long video. So the last questions are from Muzz247365. So thank you very much for the questions, mate. We have 4 questions. First question is, if you won the lottery, would you go crazy and buy everything you ever wanted? Yes. Short answer is, of course I would. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so, and question number 2 from Muzz247365 is, do you game in the dark or with the lights on? With the lights on, always. I never game in the dark. I watch films in the dark, but I don't game in the dark because, especially I wouldn't play horror games in the dark anyway. How long do you think the human race has left? With the spread of Ebola, are we all doomed? No, we're not all doomed. It's all bullshit. It's just the media just being lunatics as usual and just overhyping it and scaring us. I don't take it seriously anymore, and that's the problem, really. I'm sure a lot of people like me just think, oh, whatever. It's just, to me, it's just another bird flu and swine flu, and it's like, yeah, we're all gonna. I remember bird flu. Richard and Judy and all the media and everybody was just going, oh, we're all gonna die. It's all, it's apocalypse. It's the plague again. It's like, no, it's not. Ebola's bad, but it's not easily contracted. It isn't massive at the moment. There are things being done to prevent it, so it can be treated, and we're going to be fine. It'll die down in a year. The media will move on to something else. The biggest problem, as I say, is because there are probably a lot of people like me who just don't take it seriously anymore and just think the media are full of shit. And so because of that, we become desensitised, and over time we don't trust the media, which I really don't trust the media at all. And so when something really bad does happen, I ain't going to be aware of it. I ain't going to take it seriously, and I'll probably die. So, oh well. So when the zombie plague comes, we're screwed. Next question. The last question of the day is: are CD games worth collecting, or will the CDs degrade to the point where they can't be used? I have read recently about this, about the life of a CD. I don't actually know. Apparently they just degrade on their own, so no matter what you do, you can't prevent that from happening. I don't know how true that is, or if it's just bullshit, or I'm not too sure at all what the truth. Because I saw a video on YouTube a while ago at some trade show, some company were trying to promote a really everlasting DVD or CD or Blu-ray. I can't remember. It might have been Blu-ray actually, for the next generation of Blu-ray. I think it was for like 4K, and it's supposed to be like there's no way it can degrade it. I don't really understand how the technology works yet, but yeah, that does make you wonder what the point of collecting CD games is. I'm still going to collect PS1 games because I don't care, they're great, and I'll play them for as long as I can play them. If they die in the future, well, it's no big deal. I've still got my cartridges. It don't really matter to me. Obviously, modern games, that's a pain in the arse. If your PlayStation games and your Xbox games and your Wii U games go tits up. But yeah, I wouldn't say there's no point, because at the end of the day, you could drop dead tomorrow. You might not wake up, so what's it matter? Just enjoy the time you've got and collect what you want, because life's short. That's cheerful, isn't it? Anyway, guys, thank you very much for all those questions. Awesome stuff. If anyone's got a question for me, please leave it down in the comments below. The cut-off is on the Wednesday night, because I always do the videos on the Thursday and post them on a Friday. So if you want to get a question by next Friday, just put it in the comments below before next Wednesday. And if you're watching this in a few days' time, check out the date when this was posted on the Friday. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, just click the old subscribe button. That'll keep you up to date. And yeah, I'll see you all again next Friday.
Mm-hmm.